Hello there and welcome. This is Eric Soriano, Senior Commercial Sales Rep with Hermes Landscaping, and I'm talking today about the minimum standards you should have before you purchase an irrigation system and why. So I'm going to tell you a story, a true story about a property here in Kansas City. It's a condominium community with 25 irrigation controllers and 25 systems. Now that's not all in all bad, although it could have been one system, but each of these condos that was built, each fourplex was built with a separate system. Now here's the problem. I talked to the president of this condominium community, and in his budget, every year he has $6,000 set aside to replace valves that get worn out in his irrigation system. And he has about 120 valves, and I said, why are these valves wearing out? So we went out and we inspected the irrigation system, and we found the water was flowing 8 to 10 feet per second, because the low bid irrigation contractor that built the systems put them in with a minimal size pipe, which is a 1-inch main and 3/4 inch lateral. In many cases, in order to slow the water down, it should have been 1.5-inch pipe or 2-inch pipe. But his standards were, I always use 1-inch main line, and guess what happened? As the water passes through the valves, it wears out the diaphragms because it's going 8 to 10 feet per second. Water under 5 feet per second is not erosive, it's not damaging. But high-speed water damages the valves, the diaphragms inside the valves, and every year he has to spend $6,000 to rebuild valves in the system. And he asked me, what would it cost to make the system correct? And I said, well, let me put together a bid for you, and I did. We designed a 2-wire system with, instead of 25 taps, we had like 4 taps, and we had a 2-inch main or 3-inch main, depending what the software called for, but guess what, it was $120,000. And he said, oh, that's absurd. There's no way we're going to spend $120,000 on an irrigation system. I said, you already are. You're spending $6,000 a year. Now do that over 20 years. That's $120,000, and guess what? You haven't improved your system at all. You still have 25 controllers, so in order to do the seasonal adjust, you have to walk around to all 25 controllers in the summertime when it's hot, and you still have a piece of junk. And you still have a system that's eating itself alive every month, every year. And I know that because you told me you spent $6,000 a year for the last 4 or 5 years, and you intend to continue to do so to keep your grass green. So that's why, as a minimum standard, you make sure your irrigation system will not run water over 5 feet per second. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, my email and phone number appear in the box below. Thank you very much.